Hello everyone. I would like to tell you guys firstly how I usually tend to begin my episodes. Just if it's something you're curious about, is that my process in a sense, or ritual, is I breathe. I just breathe a couple times before I talk, and I just breathe to a point where I have literally no idea and it's just breathing. And kind of through that there's a sense of allowance for me to say anything, and the words just flow in the way they're presented. Now, when I breathe, I reach a sense of emptiness, which is a present vision. So at times the vision that I have is simply just a knowing that is within me, which is very clear in the sense that it's untouched. So when there's an aspect of your essence which you know is untouched, your exploration of it is simply the ability to at least linearly see that you've already done it. So the greatest thing that can come from your linearization of who you are and what you are and your senses of time and space into future, past and present, is that what you really have to work is now. But if now wants to be in a better future, if your past wants to be in a better future, it only needs to see itself there. Similar to how after you have been a good host at a party, you see your guest here to the door, slam jokes. And after that, you just, relax and wonder if humanity has gone insane. Now, we see that what the human being is given once it is old enough to maintain itself is an ability to choose different technologies of advancement. And so what that means is your interest or your passion, as you pursue it and enter through it and are constantly driving for it, you will see that you will change. All intentions, all ideas of truth and anything else change you. You wonder if your shadows need to follow you, but sometimes you see that regardless of whether you like the past or not, it's there. Just look at a present that is more potent, more able. You see that consciousness can find methodologies in the sense that what you don't know will at some other meaningless point become completely apparent. And so you see that the synchronicity that you have is the ability to maintain a focus so undisturbed it dissolves into itself. And I'm being very poetic of this, but you will see your experience of your greatest action will not leave you the same. For once you've been to that great restaurant, you know the quality, that space and time where you sat and your hunger was satisfied. When we look at cosmology and when we look at etymology, we see the idea of human completely there, because humanity is the first comparison found in the distinction of life forms. Because only by knowing the shape of the human can we consider other beings. To continue with the blessings of a beautiful bright grace. You see, guys, you don't need to be ashamed of the way your internal voice manifests externally into different things, and so it has a different intensity. So at times the intuitive person will see that his self-communication is increasing, in the sense that the nature of the mind is shifting the fabric of the hologram, in the sense that your view can no longer stay separate once it has had a drop of non-duality, of the sacredness of that which is unspeakable but omnipresent. And the stars have always shown me that bigger things look small at first because we don't have the proper experience. But once we allow ourselves to march through the toughest winds and to have our boots really understand the meaning of destruction as we climb the toughest mountain, once we're at the peak, we want to see ourselves there. And so let yourself experience moments in which your clarity is simply the present relationship of life you have. Your intensity of life can become very sensitive, and it can become very insensitive. Allow it to become harmonious. Let your sense of equilibrium be present. When I say be present, because it's not that I'm trying to be poetic at times, it's just to be present is to be here. And once you are here, you can do anything. That's anywhere. And so illusion will find itself like a face on your mask. But once your remembrance comes in, once you remember who you are as a being, a sense of inspiration, intention, and I guess vitality and seriousness comes in you, that you suddenly remember the reason this moment is perfect in your life, which is any moment, is because you know exactly where you are and why you're here. And so a feeling can manifest externally into the most beautiful words. And so perhaps one caress of a lover inspired the dance that would never end. Much blessings and namaste.